Hi guys, welcome back. Today we will learn about Gemini AI. So it was launched by Google recently in December 2023, sorry. So we will discuss about it, what is this and how we can use it in Android app. So we will be creating an Android app where we will be asking it about the like we will be creating a chatbot, so where we will be asking the uploading the image and asking the AI about, so asking for some notes or asking about any questions related to the image. So that kind of app we will be creating. So first of all, let me give you introduction about this Gemini AI. So this is the Google's most capable AI model. So it has three sizes actually: Gemini Ultra, Gemini Pro, Gemini Nano, right? So we will be using Gemini Pro, and so just you can read overview about this. Like Ultra will be used for very large scale and highly complex uh, data, right? But Gemini Pro will be using for a wide variety of text and image related features. So this will be using, and so if you see, Gemini Nano is also available on device experiences like offline use cases on devices. So it's related to the mobile devices, you can say. So if we go to the documentation, it's Google's latest family of large language models. If you know about large language models, so they are kind of a computer programs that learns from, they are trained on a large data set actually, so they learn from what we queries them about, so they keep learning from them and they keep improving themselves. So those are the large language models. Their main purpose is like to answering our questions, or like if we are asked some text related questions or some image related questions or creativities, all those things are there. So these are the large language models. So before Gemini, or we can say Gemini, so Google has the Palm API, PALM Palm API, but now this is the latest model that was only confined to the text model, so text based translation or all other things that was working. But Gemini can be work with text and image both. So we will be using this. So this was the introduction about this. So if you see, this is the DeepMind website where they have mentioned about Google DeepMind Gemini AI. So let's start with, first of all, let's create a project. And even one more thing I would like to say, you guys. So if you see, very soon they will be creating an Android template in Android Studio as well directly for creating the Gemini AI apps. If you see, they will be working in the latest version, preview version, they are preparing this. So it will be already a template over there. You don't need to set up anything, that everything will be set up, just you can build up. So let's first of all create an app. So this was just simple compose app, and we can name it Gemini AI example, or we can say chatbot, right? So let's finish it and wait for it to downloading the dependencies and all other things. So build is successful now. It has downloaded all the dependencies. So what dependencies we need to add? First of all, let's set up this SDK for Google AI SDK for Android, right? So we need to add this part. And its latest version is 0.1.1, right? And first, before that, for more thing, what we need to do is we need an API key. So you need to get the API key first of all. So you can go to here, so get API key in Google AI Studio. ai.google.dev, and it will make you move to the maker suite. So that is the Google AI Studio now. So if you go here in the settings or get API key, you can directly see. So here you need to create an API key here. Actually, if you are new, we don't have any queue, so you can create your key here. You can follow up the steps, it's not that difficult. You can get like this. So this one I'm going to delete because I already have one key before this. So I'll be using my this old key, and then that you need to copy paste here, right? After copying that, so this one step is for copy pasting the API key, right? So now this was the one part, and so after this part is done, so then what we need to do is we need to set up few dependencies. What we'll be using is we need image loading will also need it there, so we can use the coil kt compose, right? So we can add this. So adding dependencies now, and one more dependency we can use is view model lifecycle ktx for Android. Oh, we can just copy paste this, but we need to edit like this. And if you see, we need to use this version, right? And one more thing is, if we adding the any things like keys or something in local.properties, and if we need to that using build config, we need secret gradle secrets plugin, right? We need to add this plugin as well. Let's go to in projects root file. We need to pick up this and let's paste it here, and second part is we need to apply it. Yes, we can apply it in app build.gradle, right, and sync it, and now it is also done. We are done with adding dependencies now, right? Cool. So next step is like how we can use the generative Gemini AI, right? So let's create a view model over there, right? First of all, let's add a view model. View model, fine. And so here we need to create config, generative config. Here let's, if we see, yeah, we need to use this method, right? So here we can set up temperature maybe 0.70. So as of now I can explain like what is temperature. So if its value will be like near 0, it will be between the 0 to 1, right? If it is 0, it will be more generic response, no creativity will be there. If it's like 0.5, 0.67, more creativity will be there, right? So depending upon our use case, we can set its value, right? Then we need to create a generate model. Generative model. Here we need to specify the model name. So which model name we will be using is Gemini Pro Vision, right? And if you see, you need to specify API key, right? And we can specify config as well. Yeah, generative config is config, right? So this way we will be creating it. So this will be resolved once we'll be rebuilding it. Don't worry about this. What we need to check, yeah, so this build config, we have imported the wrong one. What we need to import is, let's first build it once. Let's just comment it out and make project. So build will be there, so that file will be generated, build config, right? So then we can import it. Yeah, so this is from this library. Don't use this one. We need to use our project build config. So okay, um, let's do it later. So let's first of all finish the rest of the work. We'll be doing this while building or running the app, so don't worry about that. So what we'll be doing is, so let's create a function here. What we should name questioning, and let's name it questioning, right? So what we'll be accepting is, we need to accept user input, that will be the string. And the second thing will be, because we will be accepting the list of bitmap images as well, right? Selected images, right, which user have selected, so those images will be there. They will be kind of bitmap, because while creating content we need to pass the bitmap images there, so that's why we will needing the bitmap images, right? And also let's create one more class, or maybe we can create that inside the here itself. So field interface home UI state, and inside home UI state, which classes we'll be creating is object loading, right, success, error, initial maybe, right? In initial we don't need to do anything. So in case of initial loading we don't need to pass anything, but here we can pass the message, output text, right? And similarly in the error we can pass error maybe, right? This is for our UI state, right? So let's now finish with the questioning section. So first of all, whatever our state will be, let's create variables for the UI state. Right, so it will be a mutable state flow, right, of home UI state, right, mutable state flow, and initially it will be, right. So let's make it state flow, and let's create it also a variable, maybe, right. So if we, let's import that build config as well, so that will be the package of our app. It's not available, so once we will be building it, it will be available. So let's set its value now. Home UI state dot, let's make it loading, because when we will be questioning, so we will be making it loading. And then let's create a prompt. So whatever text we will be getting from the user, whatever user will be entering, so that part we will be passing it here, right? So we can create a prompt like take a look at images and then answer. This is the prompt we are creating, right? Then answer the questions, right? Flowing question. So here what we will be getting from the user input, we can specify that, right? This will be becoming the prompt. And so now we will be creating the content. Might throw exceptions. Let's so how you will be creating the content, it will be a content method there. So let's say the how many images we are getting from the user, we need to do it for all those images, right? We need to pass it image, so it accepts image and text, two parameters, right? So sorry, to this is the builder, so we can set image and text here. So for image it requires bitmap, that's why we need to pass from there a bitmap here, right? So for each image, let's say we have like two images, for each image we'll be passing the block image here, and then we need to pass text and user input, right? And not user input, actually we have created the prompt from that, we need to pass that prompt here. And so then we need to stream generate content stream, yeah, this one, right? And here we will be passing the content. So generate stream, why we are using, so what happens is, let's say when we will be sending the request to the generative model, so what will be happening is Gemini AI will be like, it will be first, if we use normal generate content, so what will happen is it will wait for all the content to be prepared by the AI SDK and returning that. So till that time it will be waiting, but that will take longer sometimes. So what we can do is, instead of that, we can use this, so it will be not waiting, but it will be capturing the responses in between. Whatever is available, it will be picking up that and returning here. So what we will do is, uh, output, we will be getting all the response from there, right? And so basically what happens is, it is a flow, so right, because it will be returning responses in between, so it is a flow. We need to collect it, right? And then we need to put that inside the, it will be the text, so we'll be appending that inside here. And then what we'll be doing is, we will be updating the state as well, right? It's fine. So let's update state as well. So state will become UI state. Now what it will become is success, right? And inside success we will be passing the some message, that will be the output, right? Cool. So this part is almost done now, setup of how we can use the generative SDK. So this is the main method we will be using there in the UI side. So let's handle error case as well. Let's set it errors, and e dot localized message, right? And if it is null, let's just set our custom message, right? So this part is done now, this method is ready, right? So what we need to do now is, let's move on to the next part. Let's creating the UI. So let's create, so let's creating the home screen, right? So inside home screen, or we can say app content, maybe we can say app content. Okay, let's just say it home screen. So it will be a composable function, as you know, if you know about Jetpack compose, right? I expect that if you are watching this video, probably we will be using the Jetpack compose, right? So it will be accepting the view model. Let's create that using this inbuilt view model method, right? Cool. So now let's collect state here, right? So because we need to collect state from the view model first part, we need to do that. View model dot UI state, maybe that we set as private. This one we need to expose it, right? UI state dot collect as state. Yeah, we didn't add the life cycle dependency here, but we can add that dependency, so that we should use always collect as state with life cycle, that method. But now let's word that part, but we ideally we should use that is life cycle where, right? So then we can, so what we'll be doing is, let's creating the home screen here. It, let's name it first home content, because here we will be initializing some data as well, and then we will be creating a home screen composable, right? So what we will be needing here is UI state. So initially it will become the loading, and so we need one method over there. So whenever what will happen is, so on input clicked or maybe on send clicked, right? This will be because whenever user will be posting the query, so we'll be needing a callback here. So it will be accepting two parameters, that is the user text user query or and the list of URIs, because user will be picking up images from the local, right. So let's create a scaffold and top bar, and inside top bar what we'll be using is, we will be giving it a text Gemini AI chatbot, right. Let's give it name, and then what we need to do is we can specify colors. So top app bar defaults dot small top app bar colors, right. So we can use them, and for container color we can specify the primary colors, primary, right. And then we can specify which more color we need. It will be the title content color, yeah, that will be the on primary, right. Okay, cool. It's asking for maybe experimental, right. So this is done, and now let's set its bottom bar. So inside the bottom bar we will be like the chat GPT, we have some text input and all those things, so we'll be using that inside the bottom bar, right. So what we'll be doing is we need to use a column, then we need to use a row because we'll be needing that button as well and input, right. So modifier, let's specify uh, specify some padding here. How much padding? It's 16, right. What else we need is, now let's move to this. So first of all there will be an icon button, right. Inside that icon button we will be using an icon, it will be for add image. In case we need to specify content description, and here we need to specify icons default dot add circle, we can use this one. Here we need to use image vectors, right. So here, okay, we'll be implementing it soon. And also let's specify some padding, modifier dot padding for, right. Then what we'll be doing is we need some input field. So this is the add image icon, input field, right, outlined text field, and its value. So what two things will be there actually. We need to identify our state now. So what will be inside our state? Oh, and its return type will be unit. We didn't finish that, we missed that. So um, two states will be here, like first will be the user question. So we will be saving it, remember, saveable, don't need custom saver, right? So it will be a mutable state of string, right? And then we will be needing a list of images, right, which user have selected, right? So here again we need this, and as it is a list, so we can specify a mutable state list of. So actually it will be a list of URIs. So okay, because so what happens is it will be a list of URIs, right? So remember, savable work for bundle, right? It will not work for the URI type. So we need to write our custom saver here, right? So we can create our custom saver, URI saver, custom saver, right? So it will extend saver, as saver requires to generic types original and savable. So original will be like what we will be passing here, mutable list of URI, right? And what will be returning is list of string. Whatever will be returning is list of string, right? So now we need to make implement its methods. So let's do that. And so while saving, so while saving, so what we need to do is we will be getting the URI, right? So for each URI, so let's value dot map, we need to convert it. So it make it a string, right? From URI we need to list of URI, we need to convert it to list of strings, right? And here while restoring from the string we need to convert that back to URI, right? Parse it. Okay, what is saying is to mutable list, right? Cool. So this saver we can use there. URI custom saver, right? Fine. If you see, now it is a list of URI, right? So these two are our states. Okay, cool. So now let's come back to the our UI part. So here we will be using the user question, right? So even we can directly use it by that, we don't need to use its value. Okay, cool. Okay, so now it's the on value change. So what we will be doing is we will be updating the user question, right? Whatever user will be typing, right? And then what we need is just format it. Okay, cool. So let's specify our placeholder. So what will be placeholder? It will be a text with like upload image and ask question, right? Okay, cool. Change to that, right? So this one is done, and now let's, okay, that we will do later actually. So this is this part, and now third part will be send button, right? Let's copy it from here, and now what we need to do is we send, and we can use send button here. The rest of the things will be similar. Okay, these parts will be doing later, just wait. Let's just finish a simple UI. Let's just take a simple text also here, where we will be displaying the response. Modifier dot padding. Let's first of all use this padding from scaffold, and then let's specify our padding. Cool. Then we need to apply, because we need it as scrollable, right? Remember scroll state, right? Fine. And inside the UI part, so what we are doing is we can take use when here. So when will be applying on the UI state? So when UI state will be initial, will be doing nothing, because nothing will be shown. And then let's, if it is loading, so then what we need to do is we need to specify a loader inside the box. Let's do that, right? Then we can specify, so its alignment will be the alignment dot center, right? And if we wish, we can specify padding as well, but let's avoid that. Just finish it quickly. And then the third one, and then let's say if it is success, so then what we'll be doing is let's take a card. Inside the card will be displaying the response, and let's set it the modifiers, specify some styles, modifier dot padding. Let's specify vertical padding for the card, so that it will be adding the space. And what else? And it will be filling the max width as well, right? What else? What we can do is shape, right? So shape, what kind of shape we want to specify? Material theme dot shape dot large. Let's specify this one, right? So here what we'll be displaying is, here we'll be using a just let's as of now just display simple text here. Inside text, so after success we will be getting the data from UI state, right? So let's get that data here. Dot output, I missed this part. Okay, dot output text, right? This will be the success response which we set here, right? If you can see, if you go over here, and you will see After generating this response, we are generating it, passing it here, right? After it is returning the response in chunks, in flows, so we can appending it in this string and returning there, right? So this part is here. Now let's specify error part as well. So in error part, what we'll be doing is we'll be doing the some error, displaying the some error message there. So we can specify colors as well for the card. Okay. So inside the colors, what colors we will be specifying is card defaults dot card colors, I think. Yeah, so they are here, and container color will be specifying the error container, right? Color scheme dot error container, right? And here we will be displaying the error, right? Cool. So this part is now almost ready, but we need to implement few things there. Yeah, the import method was not imported set value. Okay, so what we need to do is even before that, let's pass home state, UI state, and here it will be the only then clicked, right? If you see state of home UI state value, right? Input text, and then second one is selected items. Okay, so this part will be implementing, but first of all let's try to run our app, at least if we can get any idea if things are working fine or not. Let's just remove this preview, and here let's try to make project, try to build, and then we will be specifying it. Yeah, it looks a little bit okay. Even we can specify some size for this, right? We need to add is we need to enable this build config. I forgot that, completely forgot that. If you see, yeah, okay, let's first finish that UI part. We'll come to that. Okay, so let's just give it a field label also. It will be text, the input maybe, right? Okay, and one more thing, let's okay, fill max width with a fraction of maybe 82 or 83%, so rest of the space it will take. So what is the error now? I wrongly typed it. uh, it let's increase it. This is increasing the height due to displacement. Let's adjust it. Okay, I think let's remove this padding. Okay, these are the things we can improve later on. We will be adding it later on. We can maybe I can add, but vertical. It looks cool now. So either will be uploading the image and asking the question, right? So let's try to check it. Why it's yeah, now it's showing. Cool. Yeah, this is because earlier we didn't apply this build config feature, right? We need that feature as well. Now it's picking up that API key. So now let's do one more thing. So now let's finishing our functionality. We are very close. So what will happen is, first of all, here we need a picker as well on clicking this. So we need to create an image picker so that user can select the images from that picker. So for that, let's create a pick media launcher there. Right, remember launcher for activity result, right? And inside this we will be passing the activity result contract dot, yeah, pick visual media, because we need to pick images only, right? And then let's, on result, what we are going to do is let's adding them inside the, so let's say user is returning this, right? So what we'll be doing is we will be adding them inside our, first of all let's check if it is not null, then add it to image URI dot add it, right? And now we will be where we need to apply this on the add button, right? So let's launch it from the add button. Let's go to the add button. Yeah, here we need to do that, so let's do that. It will be the pick media launcher dot launch and pick visual media request here, visual media request, and inside that what we can do is, because we want only image, right? Image only. Cool. Now let's see if it works. Then we will be finishing the submit button logic. Yeah, it works. Cool, right? So we'll be picking up these images And now let's say we need to show those images here somewhere, so we'll be doing that one as well. On this part, if user question is not blank, so then we need to call on send clicked, right? And here we need to pass user question and image URIs, right? This part. And then what we were going to do is, yeah, so we need to whatever pics user will be selecting, so we need to display them somewhere here, like in the short form we can display. So let's do that part, don't worry. I'll be using the animated visibility because that we need to only display when image URI's size will be greater than 0, right? Here we will be using the lazy row. Okay, so inside the lazy row, so what we'll be doing is items, let's specify some modifier or padding. It's modifier dot padding, let's say 8 dot dp. Okay, cool. And now let's come inside the content and add the items, and here we need to add the image URIs, and finally column. Inside column, so we will be displaying the image. We will be displaying, creating this model actually, image URI, right? And below that we need to specify context with remove. I think we can wrap it inside the button, text button. And on click of this we will be removing that image URI from images, right? And so this part is done. Let's specify the image size as well. Modifier dot padding, let's give it 4 dp, and require size maybe 50 dp. Let's try to run it. Let's check it first of all, it works. Is this error coming? We are picking no. Okay. What can be the reason? Where we have put this? Oops, we have put this inside the row scope. We need to put it outside. Okay, now let's try it. Yeah, working. We can remove it as well, and let's give it some alignment. So let's just give it a size. So this is done now. Only last part is left. So let's finish that. Okay, cool. So now let's say whenever user clicks on this, so we need to use this and this. So on send click will be called images list and this. But one thing we need to do here is, yeah, here. Actually, we need to pass the bitmap there in the view model. If you remember that content will be accepting the bitmap. So we need to convert that to the bitmap. So using the coil, we can do that easily. So how we can do that is we need to create a maybe a image request builder there. So and that let's first of all create a coroutine scope. Remember coroutine scope, and then we need to create image request builder. This is, we can create it like this, image request dot builders, and here local context dot current, it requires context, right? And then we need to use image loader, right? Image, you can check out this step in the coil. So if we want to, let's say, get it as bitmap or drawable, so we can just customize that thing using the image request builder and image loader, right? Dot build. Okay, cool. And now what we need to do is, so first of all, let's use our coroutine scope here, and then we need to launch. Here we'll be doing the everything. So we will be converting the selected items to the bitmap, and if we will be returning null, we don't need to map that. So that's why we are using map node null. So how we'll be doing that is we need to create a image request. So image request builder dot, we can pass here data it, right? URI will be passing here, and then what we need to do is let's just resize it as well so that it will load faster, so that we can just fix the size of this. And what else we can specify is, I think we are good to go. We can just build it now. Okay, and then what we need to do is, so we need to, so how it works is, first we need to create a image request, right? And then uh, image request builder, using the image request builder we will be creating image request, and then that image request will be executed by image loader, right? So here we will be getting the image result, right? So I'll be getting that image loader dot execute image request, right? And if image result is success result, then we will be returning from that image request dot oh, sorry, result dot drawable as bitmap drawable. First we need to wrap it, typecast it, and then we can use bitmap from here, right? So we need to return this, else we need to return null, and that it will be not filtering, because it will be only filtering, not null, right? It will be ignoring those, right? So this is the list of bitmaps now. So the model dot questioning user input equal to user in, oops, what we did there, input text, and selected items equal to, it's not selected items, it's, what is the second parameter, selected images, selected items. Okay, if you see list of bitmap, this list of URI, so we need to pass bitmaps, right? So let's try to run it first. Let's ask it a question. So this is the image of Red Fort in Delhi. I'll be asking which place this image displays. It's loading now. Request is sent. Now waiting for the response. Is there something wrong? Yeah. Okay, it's done. Yeah, it is returning the response now, if you can see. But we can improve the UI little bit. Also, we can improve this part as well. So let's just quickly do that part. We can use card here so that it will look good. And secondly, we can inside this text we have applied this padding, max width. What else we can specify here? Okay, so I think padding vertically we have specified it, and fill max width shape we have specified the last one. Now let's see how it looks. Yeah, now it looks good, but one thing I think we can improve. So this card, I think it should display in full width, fill max width. Now it will look good. Okay. Yeah, it looks good now. Okay, so this part is done now, right? And here if we which place this image displays, Yeah, now it looks good. Even we can improve it like showing the user image here, or like, sorry, not the user image, just system image. Like if we have some logo here, we can show that so that we can depict that the image is, sorry, the app is responding now. We can just show a response there. So you can see it is exploring the image. We can try with the image as well. Let's experiment with this because there is no place in that, so how it will display that. So now guys, currently this tutorial is complete. So UI part was the not the main thing of this video actually, but it took that much time. But the main part was like the how we can use the Gemini AI, or you can see Gemini. Yeah, it said the image displays a notebook with a page of notes about the laws of motion, etc. etc. So it read that image. So these notes are written on that image, right? You see, you can see laws of motion. These are written. So guys, this is all about the how we can create the chatbot using the Gemini AI in Android. So it's pretty easy, not that difficult. So you can explore the things from its documentation, how we can do more things with this. And also one more difference with Palm AI and Gemini AI was that Gemini AI is multimodal. Actually, it supports text and images both as well, right? So this model of that supports both text and images, so we can do that. So this is all about how we can, what is the Gemini AI and how we can use that in Android app and create a chatbot that will be like asking the questions about the images. So, and we will be covering more interesting tutorials in the future. So till then, bye bye, take care, have a great time, keep coding. So guys, this is all about today tutorial. So we learned about Gemini AI, how we can set up that, how we can keep secrets in our app. That part also we discussed, and we discussed about how we can create a chatbot which will be questioning about the images. So this is done. So, and one humble request: if you are new to my channel, please subscribe, and if you are already subscribed, please like, comment and share it so that I will be motivated to create more videos on these topics. And so I will see you in the upcoming video. Till then, bye bye, take care, have a great time, keep coding.